Monarch, The Legacy of Monsters, episode 1 and 2, now out on Apple TV. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the newest and latest piece of content we have in the Godzilla, King Kong, Monsterverse, whatever you want to call it, universe, is now streaming on Apple TV. The episodes 1 and 2 of Monarch, The Legacy of Monsters, is now there for you guys to go and check out. And we're going to talk about it. Now, look, for me, the Monsterverse has been pretty... It's been pretty much, jumping around here. I didn't mind the first Godzilla. I didn't think it was anything great. I didn't think it was, out of this world. Skull Island, I thought was, an improvement. I enjoyed that film. King of the Monsters, I really don't like that film. Like, we spent 15 minutes with Godzilla and Ghidorah. Like, what? How you spend 15 minutes out of a two-hour movie on that? And then we get to Kong and Godzilla. That one to me was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one a lot. It's quick, it's fast, it gets to the point, and it delivers what it needs to do. Now we have a TV show coming into this Monsterverse. So they are really building upon this. We know that the next movie's coming out very soon. This show, is all about, from what I've got in the first 2 episodes, is all about diving into the lore, discovering more about these monsters, where they came from, why are they on this earth, what is their purpose, and it's really diving into those little details. Now, there are 2 things going on currently right now in the show, and that is, the first one is basically flashbacks. It's all about people discovering back in the early 50s, before all of, Skull Island and everything like that happens. It's about them realizing that these creatures are there and going on an adventure to try and discover the truth behind it. And then the other part is about the guy in Godzilla, King of the Monsters. You remember the guy that goes down when they're there with Godzilla, who's basically on his deathbed, and they've got to ignite the radiation bomb back into him to bring him life. Well, it's about him. I think it's Hiroshima or something like. It's something like that. I probably butchered his name, but it's that character and his daughter and his son who have never met each other. So this guy's been living a double life. So you have all that stuff that's happening in, like the sort of present timeline and time period in the Monsterverse. So you have those 2 going on. Now, my biggest issue, I have some issues with this so far. It's the jumping and back and forth constantly that is kind of jarring to me. I'm going to be completely honest. I really am not that invested in the present storyline. I really do not care about discovering this guy has a double life. Is he cheating on this girl? Is he cheating on this one? Look, you're my half sister. Why is all this? Why is this left to us? Like, why are we discovering this? That, to me, that side of the present and that, I really don't care. So jumping back and forth every time, it's kind of jarring to me, because the stuff in the past, I'm really intrigued about, because we're actually dealing with the monsters themselves. The other side of it, the actual present side, feels more like a spy espionage sort of vibe to it, where they're discovering pieces to this guy's life and what is Monarch. And it's like, come on, man. We've done this how many times in the films before? I feel like I've seen this story played out. You remember, back to Godzilla vs. Kong, we had a storyline similar to this where they were in Monarch and they're discovering what's going on here. Why is all this happening? So I feel like we're doing that storyline again, and I don't really care for it at this point. Maybe it might pay off later on. It might pay off. It's only 2 episodes in, but currently, right now, I just do not care for it. I don't care for these characters. They are instantly unlikable to me. These characters, the son and daughter, they're instantly unlikable because they're at each other all the time. It's like, bro, this is the father that did this. Not you and not you. You guys shouldn't be mad at each other because you had no hand in what is happening. You had no idea that he was living 2 separate lives. Maybe you should be mad at him rather than each other and work together to discover what you need to discover. But it just feels like, it's a storyline I've seen before, and I'm not invested. But when we get to the past, when we're doing the flashbacks, and we are discovering, we're following the doctor, the what is he? He's a scientist, I guess. The other guy, Billy, is the scientist, and Shaw. When we're following them, it is so exciting because I'm like, yes, now I feel like I'm watching a sort of like Indiana Jones sort of vibe, but in the Godzilla universe. So we're going through the jungles and stuff and trying to discover what these creatures are. And there's this moment with insects in these big eggs, and that was really interesting as well. And I was like, oh my god, the tension was there. And then you get to the boat that's on land from Pearl Harbor, and then once they start to piece the things together, that's when you're starting to go, okay, what's going on? Then you have the slime, and now you're thinking, okay, now we're getting into the monster territory. We're starting to understand that there's patterns going on here. And that's what I love. And I love the dynamic between the three characters here. I think the dynamic between them three is great. And I don't think any of them are unlikable at all. You know, Shaw is the military guy. And you understand why he's the way he is. He's just trying to do his orders. Then you have the doctor, who she wants to discover the truth. She wants to find out what these things are. And then you've got Billy, who is just wants to tell the truth because of something that happened to him back in the past. And you see that in these two episodes. And then when you do get to meet some of the creatures, like, it's just absolutely awesome. Like, the one thing I will say is in the present time, the main girl, we learn about her traumatic experience she had in San Francisco with Godzilla. So that to me is interesting, but it's not interesting enough to make me want to really care about everything going on there. But it's when we're in the past that I'm really excited for. What new creatures can we find? What new monsters are we going to find? What is going on with these creatures? Why are they here? How did they get here? What is going on? And there's so much there that has got me excited for that moving forward. The visual effects, Godzilla looks absolutely incredible in this. The other creatures look absolutely fantastic as well. Some of the shots, you can tell they're a bit green screened and that, but outside of that, it looked good. The insects looked absolutely incredible as well. But I feel like so far for the first two episodes, it's done enough to get me invested into it. I was already invested in the Monsterverse because of the other movies, and I was like, okay, might as well continue on. But I feel like it did enough with the past stuff that made me very interested in it. The present stuff, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give the present stuff a chance. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt right now because we're only 2 episodes in. So that could completely change next episode. Next episode could be like this episode that just unravels a lot of things, and I'm like, now I get why we're following that, and now I'm invested. But currently right now, the present stuff, kind of on the side there. I'm kind of like, we'll see. The past stuff, I'm all for. And look, it's intriguing. I'm interested. Why not? So let me know what you guys thought of these first 2 episodes. Did you love it? Did you not? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.